excited. Now we have a third one going to be coming, joining us a few minutes late. We're sorry some alarms didn't go off. So, Huntington, not Huntington for the last crowd that were here, if you missed that. Huntington, the reason why they like coming here is because we want to give them a one-on-one. So if you don't mind, I want you to stand and I want you to scream out for my people right now that are going to be talking about, I'm not doing this spot family, so sorry. Natalie Van Sistine and Alex Organ, come on in. And that's what we can Now, for the last one, we had a smaller group. If you guys want to move up a little closer, I'm trying to avoid the mic. I'm loud and obnoxious anyway. If you want to move up closer, you're absolutely fine with that. If you have some questions, that's okay. If you want to use a mic, you can totally do that. If you want to just scream out, that's fine too, okay? Got it? So, if you don't mind, as we get started, I'm kind of curious, what projects do we have coming up? What do you got going to be doing? Something to promote?
Right now, I'm currently recording some new One Piece material. I play Kaku in One Piece, and after like 7 or 8 years, he's back in the new Egghead arc. So I've been in the studio for the last couple of months, recording those new episodes. And we have been told, like you, we know exactly what you do, that season 3 of Spy Family is coming, it is imminent, but we haven't heard any dates or timelines. We'll be doing that pretty soon, would be my guess.
Is that going to be the baby needs the...
No, do you want me to turn it on?
It's on, then I can just not...
Is that the one you were having the fans use yesterday?
I hope not.
The nice lady at the convention center wiped all this stuff down. Well, is that where you were going with it?
No.
This one. Hold on. Hello?
Done.
See, I didn't say bitch!
You were testing it.
One of them is not, one of them is.
Awesome. Sorry, I'm like too tired to yell this morning, so here I am. I'm trying to desperately go through what I've been working. I'm in a really weird place where I've been working extensively, but I'm literally on the cusp of, like, in the next couple of weeks, a couple announcements coming out, and then...
You can tell us, we're not going to tell the soul.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Legal says otherwise. So I'm just trying to think, I'm really excited for Spy Family, though, and, oh gosh, I am like, no, not that one, can't do that one. Yeah, I'm sorry, I'm boring. Like, I guess the latest cool thing I did was a couple months ago, the Star and Stripe arc came out for My Hero, which was so much fun. I really loved working on that show, and I was so happy with how that turned out. I had so much fun with every single second of it, so I am glad we got to do that finally.
Hey!
Oh, there she is!
Do you need some electrolytes?
No, I'm good. I just want to sit on this couch and talk about Spy Family and pretend that my alarm didn't go off 10 minutes ago.
That's okay. They were all drunk and high as well.
Okay, perfect.
We're all in the same place. So,
Perfect.
the question you just missed, is there any upcoming projects or anything you want to
Are you done?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I can't talk about any of it. Like,
Um,
I'm like either stuck in NDA jail or strike jail. So
Yay!
Yeah.
Well, I'm not. Good, bad, I don't know. I'm in a show this season called Bye Bye Earth. Super cool. It's about a girl who lives on a planet. I don't even know if it's actually Earth or not. They don't say. But she lives and she's like the only human, and everyone else is basically a furry. That's the easiest way. You all understand.
Oh no, I know the first.
This girl goes, oh yeah, okay, furry. Like they're all animal people. So she's like a freak of nature because she's not an animal person. They're all like, ew, you're disgusting. I'm gonna throw up in my mouth. And she's just like trying to find her place in the world. So it's really interesting, really cool. And then I'm in another show called Why Does Nobody Remember Me? It's another isekai. Well, kind of. It's like futuristic world. and then the world rewrites itself to a different timeline for some reason, and nobody remembers him. And they're like, who are you? And he's like, you're all my friends. And they're like, we don't know you, man. So he has to save the world, of course. So those are some things I'm in this season. And yeah, I do things.
So who has the first question? Who's going to be brave? Yes, sir, in the back with your hand up. Shout it out loud.
Okay, yesterday, I don't suppose you guys remember this, but I mentioned that it's really hard in animes for cute couples to kiss. It's a hilarious cliche that we both love and hate, but here's the thing. What is your favorite cliche in an anime? Something that you see in anime a lot, but you can't help but love it.
Oh my God, that's a good question. And follow up when you hate. Yeah.
Yeah, what do you hate? Oh, we're going to me. Okay. Let's see. What do I love? I'm a sucker for the big epic fight scene. Like if you give me a good fight scene, especially if robots are involved. Oh yeah, I love that. So that's why I had a lot of fun on My Hero, because I was like, finally, yours the quietest fighter like ever, because she's silent but deadly. So I never get to do the like battle stuff. Like she's just like One Punch Man, where she's just like, phew, and then you're done. And you're like, well. But I wanted the fight part though, a little more than that. So it was really, really fun getting to, Star's the opposite of that. She's very bombastic, so that was a lot of fun. So I love that. And what do I not enjoy? Oh, so I love like fun, like I'm here for like a good classic shonen anime, but boy oh boy, I cannot handle the first 10 episodes anymore. Like that is my hurdle, and I know I just have to get through it. Like I'm 120 something episodes into One Piece, and I'm really enjoying it. But boy, oh boy, did I get stuck in Sword Island? Like how many times? And like, man, I couldn't do Demon Slayer. I really couldn't. I almost didn't get into Attack on Titan. Found out that where I stopped, if I had just gone another episode, I finally went back and tried it, and then I watched all of it in 2 days.
What is it about the first 2 episodes?
Yeah.
It is, I think it's the specific tropes around the way they world build, and we have to be like, okay, the main character's kind of pathetic, but he's got a good heart, and he'll get there, and now we gotta figure out how the power system works, and oh, please, I know exactly what's gonna happen, and I don't care.
Yeah, because a lot of them fall into the tropes of they tell you and they don't show you.
Yeah, or if they do show you, it's like not in a really engaging way, or it's a very predictable like series of events. So like usually around like episode like 12 or so, all of a sudden it's like deep lore, connections are forged, now we're invested, now we can go, and I
When Aaron's mom got eaten
no, I have a desperate phobia of being eaten. I think
then why are you
like
watching it 10
Star Wars and Jurassic Park and Jaws and all that. Yeah, I know.
It's a different kind of phobia.
Yeah.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. No, I think it's like I don't know what the name is. I think it's all the 80s sci-fi movies that had all the monsters that like ate people, and then I got like a little too deep in the rabbit hole thinking like what that would be like and what being, I don't know. I think I like broke something in my brain at a young age. So man, Attack on Titan was a little bit of a hurdle. But once we got there, it was great. I was like, just gotta get past that mental block. And you're good. It's like, oh, tropes. I don't know. There's nothing that comes to the top of my head. I'm a pretty simple person to please when it comes to watching anime. Yeah, I love magical girls. I will say, I think the one thing that I just don't like right now, overall, I think you can say this is like overall in anime, because most of them I think are just made as, more so now as advertisements than they are to be an actual engaging television show, because they're like only 12 episodes, and that drives me crazy. I mean, do we get more of it? Yes, but that's for better and for worse. So it's kind of like, well, do we really need all of these? It's like, who's watching all of these?
Right.
Because there's not enough time in the day. But yeah, I mean, that's my pet peeve. I wish we made them all more engaging. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, this show seems cool, but then I ask people and they're like, don't waste your time. And I go, oh, dang it. So I guess that's kind of my pet peeve, just overall, is like, they're not as engaging because I feel like they're made more to be ads. To be like, hey, go buy the game or go buy the book, and you're like, but you made this. I'm watching this. I want to watch. So I feel like we get less big hits, I guess. There's less very memorable things.
Yeah.
I guess.
Too much.
It's almost like there's an oversaturation, which is crazy because like I feel like 10 years ago we were like, please stop drip feeding us these sad plays. And then streaming happened and they're like, what if we gave you too much? It's like, I can't watch all of this. So like as a fan, I mean as an actor, I'm like, cool, more work for me, I guess. But as a fan, I'm like, there's just too much and I can't, and it's sometimes I'm like, that'll be fun, and then it's not. And I'm like, oh, that's disappointing. So yeah, that's kind of, because I love anime. I really genuinely do. So I just want there to be more engaging things. But yeah, I love magical girls. I don't know the trope that I really love. I mean, I want Yor and Loeb to kiss. That's the trope I want to happen. I hate the slow burn. Give me kissy.
My pet peeve is really kind of basic. I didn't grow up on anime, it was not available to me growing up, and so I didn't really come to it until I was an adult. So there's still some things about the genre that are still a little grating. To me, it seems like we work so hard to with the actual text to make it sound like natural English-speaking stuff. But then there are these remnants. Most of the sounds, the non-verbal sounds, are still remnants.
Oh
from
yeah, they're
the Japanese.
they're very. I always tell them like anime is becoming so much more grounded, but it's still a genre that has weird quirks to it. Like there's certain anime things that are always going to be in anime.
Yeah, so like if you like with Lloyd, I enjoy that this story more than most animes is kind of grounded in like a reality-ish type universe, and so we get to play a little closer to the bone and closer to humans, but then we have to layer on top of that like all of the like Japanese sounding reactions that to me don't quite mesh up with the English speaking vernacular and stuff. So I find that a little grating, but that's a pretty small criticism.
Yeah, because I have directed, because I direct too, and it's interesting because I've directed people that are theater people, and I have to explain to them. I have to go. They'll be like M&S gasp or whatever, like mouth not showing gasp. I have to gasp or whatever, and they'll go, and I go, okay, so let me explain what. And I have to do this. I go, I'm going to explain the anime gasp to you. And once I explain what the anime gasp is, you'll never get it wrong. And I do it, and I tell them, I was like, we gasp. We go, like we genuinely go, like just in. I was like, that's not anime. Anime is the opposite. You must go out in. You must go. So it's, and then I tell them, and then they're like, oh, and then they never get it wrong.
Part of the reason is it's a little more percussive, so it cuts through the sound a little bit more. Most of the time, if you gasp like a normal person, you're like, or like something like that, it's never going to be audible. So it's very intentionally done as a mixing like audio thing. But it's also desperately, if you're not used to the style.
It's not normal. We don't do that, so it's very interesting. So yeah, there are definitely things that people like Alex that are like, I do theater and Shakespeare, and then they come over here and they're like, what is going on? It's like, okay, I love your acting. Now I need you to do this totally ridiculous thing that goes against every fiber of your inner being. And you're like, cool, okay.
All right. Who has the next question? Yes.
This rooted fear. Like something that they might be scared to tell someone that they're scared of.
Being alone. Yeah. That's Anya's whole purpose. She just doesn't want to go back to that stupid orphanage with that crazy guy that Jeremy and them voiced. Mean orphanage man.
Yeah, he really does have that down to his side.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, we're stupid. That's how he talks to me every day. So like, it was amazing. He literally came in, I was directing, was like, and my friend was with me from Japan, and she's worked at Crunchyroll before, so I was like, yeah, just come with me, it's only like 45 minutes. And so we were there, and Edmund walks in and goes, who is this? Like with that exact face, not like, who is this? She was so overthinking it, she was like, does he hate me? And I was like, no, he's just being mean to me. I swear he doesn't care. So yeah, no, but Anya hates being alone.
I'm trying to figure out like what the root of this is, but like a common thing that I think it is probably the fear of being alone as well too, because yours big thing that seems to come up constantly and her anxiety seems to orbit around is this like, they're gonna realize I'm not normal, and then no one's ever gonna talk to me again, and I'm gonna lose all the nice things because I can't be a normal person. And it's like, spoilers, nobody's like that. Like, I think we all have that like inner monologue where we're like, oh, I'm the weirdo. Everyone else is fine. Everyone else has it together. I'm the one that doesn't, can't get it together. And spoilers, that's everybody. Which is, I think, part of becoming an adult is realizing, I'm not the only one. But yours hasn't quite come to that conclusion yet. And I do think some of it is also a fear of being alone, being unloved, not having community, and especially she has a lot of trauma rooted to losing her family and only having her brother at this point too. So I think it's kind of all tied into that somehow.
But I don't think she knows that.
No, she's completely unaware of that. She has not come to that conclusion, but if I had to armchair psychiatrist in 90 seconds, that's about where I would throw the dart.
I'm gonna just yell.
That's not,
You
I'm just
heathen.
speaking normally. Lloyd feels clearly an outsized, enormous responsibility for world peace. You know what I mean? He's kind of taken on the responsibility of trying to, I guess, keep the riffraff out. You know what I mean? And so I think that his greatest fear has to do with failure, and maybe even more specifically, like something happening where he makes a decision that ends up being the wrong decision that makes the house fall down. I think that Lloyd gets all of his sense of self-worth and self-value from how good he is at his job and how consistently he's able to execute his missions. And so I think that anything where failure is introduced to that equation would kind of, devastate him.
He's a very classic millennial.
Yeah, right.
I can't fail.
Yes.
I'm in all AP classes. And if I get a B, I'm gonna die. I'll never go to college.
Yeah, for that degree, that's absolutely.
For that, my degree that now I don't use. It's fine. I paid it off. I'm fine. I guess. Wasted years. Oh.
All right, who's next?
So what has been your favorite and least favorite characters to voice?
You guys get that question probably a lot, right?
I'm really enjoying Lloyd. He's top tier. My personal favorite is an older show called Death Parade.
They're always like, nobody knows Death
I know,
Parade.
I think
Everyone
that's
knows Death Parade. It's so good.
But it's if you don't know it, it's like 12 years old. It just got one season, 12 episodes. It's really unique. The character I got to play was really kind of interesting and mysterious and cool. So that's kind of my personal favorite. My least favorites? Oh, I don't want to bash any projects or anything like that. I play, and I don't dislike this project. I play Norway in Italia, and what that means.
You just made every middle school child's heart just go, ah!
But the weird thing about that project, to me, I will admit, I know very little about the show, but that's because
It's insane.
I get a call like once every 2 or 3 years, and they're like, Norway has got 3 lines, can you come back in? And so once every few years I have to go in and be like, okay, right, yeah, Norwegian accent, right, okay.
How did I do that?
So there's always like kind of starting from zero on that project, which is kind of frustrating.
Yeah, no, they just randomly made a new season of it. Like, and I was like, what year am I in right now? Like, because that show came out, I'm sorry, that show came out when I was in middle school. I was in middle school, Alex.
Harsh.
I no offense. Neat. So neat. And when I tell you that show had a grip, Alex, oh, it was insanity. The internet was never the same, Alex.
You missed an era.
You missed quite an era, Alex. Yeah, it was a time. It was a time. And so, yeah, then it came back. and then I got to be in it. I was a Czech. No one cares, because no one cared about the second season. See? It's because everyone moved on. They were all like, we're not going back here. We've all collectively agreed this was a scary time, and we're not going back.
Tumblr Hamilton
Oh.
kind of thing. Everyone's just like, nope, nope.
No, we're not. We have packed it into the box, and we're not unpacking it again. Like it was that kind of thing. It was so funny, but yeah, it was very odd. I was like, what year am I in? But yeah, no. I don't know. I don't know if there's things that I necessarily, because again, I love anime. I kind of just love being in anime. I'm an anime fan. I will say I kind of hate it when, and this is like an overall kind of, I guess another kind of cliche thing. I hate it when you audition for a project and sometimes there's enough of the thing out where they know exactly where it's gonna go. And sometimes they're like, well, we don't know exactly where this is gonna go, or based on the source material, it's gonna go this way, and then it doesn't. And I have a few instances of that happening where I play Haruna in like Slime, and she's one of the like goblin girls or whatever, and in the manga and in the light novel, she's everywhere. And so Cliff cast me thinking, I need someone she's gonna be around, she's gonna be showing up all the time. No. They said, we don't care about Haruna. and also like and it was kind of this running joke with Cliff for a minute. And I was like, Cliff, are you gonna cast me as someone that disappears again? Because he did that to me in was it Darling in the Franxx? Because he's like, and that's like an original project, so no one knows what's going on in there. And he's like, well, I mean, she goes away, but I think she's gonna come back. Yeah, in the last episode, Cliff. Like, and it was just this joke with Cliff because he kept being like, I'm not doing it on purpose. He's like, I just need someone good. I'm like, I know. But then also, I really don't like when, like the first few episodes seem really, where I'll play a character that seems really interesting or just silly or whatever, and then they kind of reduce her to, I don't know, just generic anime waifu that then loses all of her personality. Because I've done a few of those where like, she's like, I'm super awesome and cool, and then she meets the protagonist, and then instead of continuing to be awesome and cool, she just goes, oh my god, I love you so much, for like the rest of the show, and loses all of her original cool quirkiness. That happened to me in a show, because I got cast, and the director was like, I think she's gonna be like, kind of crazy and feral, like, for most of the show, and like, that was most of the auditions. And I was like, cool, and so he cast me, and then, she kind of just lost all of that. And it was just like, and now I'm gonna learn to cook and be the best housewife I can be. And I was like, thanks, Japan. Thank you so much. But yeah, she kind of lost all that fun, like, bite that she had. And then I was like, all right, thanks, cool. So yeah, it just happens sometimes. And I'm like, all right. So that's kind of my irritation, I guess. I'm just like, oh, well, I don't know. It's just, I want them to keep their fun personalities and not just be like, go to default mode. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What's your favorite?
Oh, my favorite. Oh, yeah.
Oh, my favorite, what? Role.
Or favorite thing to do.
Gotcha. Magical girls. Thank you. My background and kind of where I came in from was more of the video game side of things. So my experience has always been a little more subdued, a little more grounded performance, more Western style. So I would definitely say that's more of my comfort zone than like the wacky zany stuff. Not that that stuff isn't fun, but I feel more comfortable, and I'm really interested in anything that's a little more. My personal bent is to go a little more grounded, and I really like. Now, if you can bring that to an incredible setting, you can kind of marry those things together. That's really cool. But I really love. And like Alex was saying, Spy Family kind of lives in that space a bit, and I did Vinland Saga, which was really like it was neat to have something that was that grounded, almost like painfully real. I play Arnave, who, if you've seen season 2, that is devastating. The subject matter is handled very well, but it's just devastating what all happens. But I really liked having such a rich and meaty story to dig into. There's a lot of depth to the characters. There's a lot to put into that.
But I even like to, when you do get the zany stuff, like I worked on Discotheque, went back and redubbed Cutie Honey, which was really fun. I play Natsuko Aki, who is like one of the main characters. She's like the straight man in like this completely insane world, but the show, even though she's kind of starts out as the straight man, she's kind of like mentally unraveling, but also she's got like a romantic arc with Honey, which is really cute. And so it's just this insane show, and I love how, you know, even though it's definitely an adults-oriented show, that even though it's kind of got this fan service stuff, it's just so funny and it's clever and it's got all these really funny gags, so there's a lot of depth to it. So I think in terms of stuff like I'm not as interested in or like hasn't been as fun, I might be kind of in the same boat as like Alex, where it is harder when you're like, you know, one of the 20 girls in the harem and you get like, you know, 3 lines every other week and you have no idea what's happening. Like I'm in this isekai show and it's a lot of, and I mean, it's fun. Obviously, work is work. I'm not mad about it at all. But like me and Sarah Whedon have our sisters and we're elves or goblins or something like that. And we like bananas, and I still don't know anything else about the show other than that. Like we showed up, we like attacked the main character, and now we're like part of his little commune that he's building, which is fun. Yeah, he's kind of like the, I don't know, it's probably one of those ones where it's like, I have supernatural knowledge from another world, and now we're building, you know, but all I do is show up, I work at a shop, and then I usually have a line going like, oh my God, bananas! And I'm like, I don't know what's happening. What is like, there's no arc here, it's just bananas! And it's fun, obviously we're gonna have a great time doing it, but I'm like, I don't know what's going on.
That's essentially what Data Live has become.
Data Live.
Every year they're like, we got more Data Live, and I go, why? Why? Why are we doing this?
And I'm sure it's something that if you're watching the show and you're a fan of the show, it makes total sense in context, but we don't have time to watch everything we're in.
There's now 20 girls, and I come in and I just go, Shido. Because my girl is also the emotionless one, so I just come in and I go, Shido. For like 2 minutes. And I'm like, bye everyone. I'm here for my weekly line.
Which is great. Again, like it's like hard to even say we don't like it, but it's just like in terms of what's fulfilling for us as actors, that's a little harder to be like, yeah, we're really passionate
and
about.
I have no idea. We'll be flying around in the air. I died at one point and I came back. I don't even know what's going on. And I was like, ah! And then I was like, this is so emotional because I have no idea what's going on. It was not emotional. I was just like, it's called acting, I guess. But yeah, no, it's crazy. Like I love the original season I was in where I got to like understand what the heck was going on. But now I'm just one of like 20 women, and I just come in to say Shido. So.
But
It's a living.
You know, but I get paid, and I gotta buy groceries too. You know, I got a baby, so yeah, crazy. But yeah, so I agree.
Yes, I would be Sailor Moon. Thank you. I will be taking no questions. I love them all, but I would be Sailor Moon. End of story.
I'm like, my brain is like, ooh, I've spun that wheel a minute. I'm like, ooh.
Pick your favorite thing ever. Say it.
I think
Peer pressure.
I know. It's really aggressive.
I'm gonna go outside anime and pick something from my childhood
yeah.
and go the original animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon, Donatello, of course, no doubt.
No one else in here would have anything. Why would you pick anybody other than Donatello?
Raphael.
Really?
I was going to say, Rob's here, so you might want to phrase that.
He has some opinions. We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah. My favorite anime is like OG 2003 Fullmetal Alchemist, but it's also like outside of one individual, it's a really great dub that I don't want to touch too much of. I would love. I could never top her performance, but I would love to play Lust. I think Lust would be really fun to do.
Okay, cool. Right over here, and then I'll come back to you. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
What are some like shows, animes, or movies that inspired you guys to be voice actors?
Yeah, what got you into it?
Sailor Moon.
And she'll be taking no more questions.
That's right. Seriously, it was just magical growth.
Just
I
all
was
the
like,
magic.
ooh, it's so pretty. And that was it. I was done for it.
When growing up, I really got into audiobooks really bad, no one's surprised when I was like, so I guess I'm a like professional voice actor now, and everyone's like,
Oh, really?
what a twist.
Wow.
So I grew up a lot on audiobooks and full cast audio drama. If I could find it back in the day, that was a tall order. My favorite was the Redwall series by Brian Jakes. I really, really loved those, because Brian was a author who started out as a radio personality and then came into writing books much later in life. He would write them for a school for the blind. So he would write these like kind of forest fairy tale type stories, and then he had all these radio friends. So he'd be like, hey, who wants to come record my books? And so he'd do full cast audiobooks, and I couldn't get enough of those. I'd listen to the whole thing. I'd get to the final cassette, and then I'd go right back to the beginning and start all over again. So dating myself a little bit there. So I would say that was really inspiring. And then I also, like, as far as anime, like, I didn't get to anime until I was in college, except I loved Yu-Gi-Oh, you guys. I loved Yu-Gi-Oh and all of those stupid boys. So yeah, the melodrama was hit just right for my little middle school brain. And
I gotta tell a story. My dad,
So I was watching Yu-Gi-Oh. Did you know this story? My dad would make fun of me, but like in a good heart way. He wasn't like mean about it, but he would see me watching Yu-Gi-Oh and he'd be like, my card is better than your card. No, haha, I've drawn this card that trumps all of your cards. And he would start going on this, and he would just go on and on. I'd be like, Dad, please stop. You're so correct, but please stop.
It's not an act.
Dad, please.
I will date myself as well. I actually grew up watching a lot of like old Looney Tunes stuff, and watched it throughout my childhood. And then at some point, like years into watching it, I remember an adult told me, you know, that's like 3 guys doing all the voices for everyone. And I was like, what do you mean?
Mel
Like,
Blanc and who are the other
right,
two?
right. Felix Jones, is that it? I can't remember.
Well, that's the director, yeah.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
But like, I just remember I couldn't, that didn't make any sense to me. What do you mean? And then like doing a little research and realizing like, oh, this is just a craft that someone has done that they're able to deploy in all these various ways, which kind of blew my mind and opened up a kind of pocket of possibility, you know.
And for any of you all who do not know who Mel Blanc is, Google that later. Yeah. All right, I promise you. Yeah, you have a question? That's okay. Thank you, John. That's okay. Me too.
It's okay, I woke up really late. I showed up late.
What is your favorite line from Spy Family?
favorite line?
Favorite line. May I have the honor of taking your life this evening?
There's that sinking feeling again.
Everyone say it with me now.
Let Maggie see her boobies!
It's funny because they know. They're like, we know, here comes Megan with the boobies. Yeah.
Thank you. All right, yes, ma'am.
If you could name this toy, what would it be?
If you could name it Bob.
Bob.
Jeremy.
I mean, to me, he's just Mr. Chimera. But I mean, if we're going off the walls, like just, I don't know who that is. Ferdinand. Yeah, solid choices.
Options.
Yeah, options, good choices.
Did you have an answer?
Oh, yeah.
No. Did you?
I said Bob.
I didn't hear
yeah.
you. I'm so sorry.
I like Jeremy though. That's so
Sergeant Ragnarok. You didn't answer.
Sergeant Ragnarok. I like that one a lot.
Nobody was going to say that but Joe.
Commander Ragnarok.
Yeah. And it has a really cute voice.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, go ahead.
Out of all the genre of animes you've covered, day in the life, action, isekai, mecha, and even Gundam, is there one genre that you have, like say, little experience working with that you would like to give a try, or one genre that you haven't covered yet that you would like to dip your toes in?
This is beyond my knowledge, sir. I'm sorry, I don't know all of the different.
You know,
I know isekai, I know like
yeah.
shonen, but I don't know.
I guess you could so Spy Family kind of has a lot. Spy Family, I would say, is also a slice of life, like just day to day, just stuff happening.
Yeah.
It's just that they do fantastical things. Gundam just has lots of robots in space and politics.
I'd like to do that.
Yeah, that would be, dude, that would be so right up your alley. You would thrive. You'd thrive in Gundam.
Get Alex in a good, complicated, like historical or like
Political
drama. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be right there for you.
We know what you want.
It's fine.
Yes, please.
Don't worry, I'll remember this. So if I ever get to do something with that, that'll be great. Like, remember that one time, Alex, you said, well, now you're the lead. And he's gonna be like, no, Megan, stop. I don't want to do this. He's gonna be like, I quit. I don't know. So, okay, I've gotten to do magical girl stuff. I know, we're gonna talk about magical girls again. I've gotten to do it, but I've only really gotten to do like snippets of it, or like it becomes a really dark magical girl series, or like one of those really edgy ones. I really just want to do a classic. I think the closest thing I've done to like a traditional magical girl, it's not even a magical girl, is Maple from Beaufort, because it's very, she has a set of skills she uses. It's a game, so like there's no like transformations, but like she has all these different skills, so she always like does the fun like thing where she yells out what she's doing, you know, that's what scratches my brain. I'm like, I want to yell all the things, and then like pretty sparkles happen everywhere. So yeah, I would love to do like a class, like, oh man, if we could get Pretty Cure and really do it justice. Like, I'm not talking, I'm so sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone, but I'm so sorry, but Glitter Force is like, if 4Kids was still around and made Pretty Cure, you know what I mean? That's what that was. And I was like, that's kind of fun, because like that I feel like is its own thing, I guess. It's become its own thing. I mean, like if we really took Pretty Cure and made it, like, yeah, if we just kept it Pretty Cure, not Glitter Force, I feel like that would be really, really fun. Because there's so much of it too. I mean, it's for kids, so they're always making it. But yeah, I would love to do more of that. I also would just love to do more, because I always get cast as like the girls next door, or like the sweet protagonist girl who kind of has no personality. So it's just like, hi, I'm here and I like cats and I work in this office, you know, and it's like, okay, that's nice. What do you like to do? And she's like, I like cats. And you're like, okay, well, all right. But I don't know, I would kind of like to do more, I don't know, more action-y things. Also like more villains and stuff, but like I recognize that with my voice type, like I'm not gonna get to be a villain all the time because I'm just not that voice archetype.
You could be a great villain.
Oh yeah,
I have to reimagine our thoughts and stereotypes.
Oh yeah. No, but like in anime, like there are definitely tropes, and the villains right now are always busty, sexy demon ladies that are like, ooh, they have Natalie's voice, and I'm over here like, like I'm like, hello, like, you know, like it's not for me. It's just not gonna happen. But I do like, I did have a character in a show called Ari Fureta. Like we did a season, and then like they were like, yeah, if it comes around, she gets a lot more like chunky stuff, but she's just like a classmate, and then she becomes like the psycho villain the next season, and then we actually got a third season. I was like, cool, I get to be psycho. I love that. So I like getting to do that stuff. It's really fun to me, but I just don't get to do it as often. So, yeah.
Good. Yeah.
I feel like we have the opposite problem where I really,
Swap for a day.
yeah, because I do a lot of the busty villain type, and you know, listen to living. But I really would love to be able to try some of, like, I haven't done any magical girl stuff yet. I think that would be really fun to do.
There's always a serious magical girl.
Yeah, usually, and I mean, I can slot in there, but, or even like, I haven't, I've played a lot of like supporting lead characters. I haven't been like the lead yet, so even like it just having like, being able to be like, whoa, I gotta be the one carrying the show, and like that kind of a level of an arc. Usually it's always supporting whatever that character is, which is, again, I'm not mad about it, but it would be interesting to kind of try something like that. So that's, but as far as like genre, I will say I'm a big fan of mecha shows. And so Gundam was absolutely a dream come true to work on, but I only got to pilot the robot for 20 seconds. And then Suletta was like, honey, no, let me do it. And, which is correct, Miori that's not her strength, and that's fine. But I would say like my biggest one is I really want to play a mech pilot at some point that actually like has a substantial amount of piloting to do. Bonus points if it's for a trigger show. I would love to be a trigger mech pilot.
I am so sorry, we're running out of time, but one last quick question, and remember, for somebody who hasn't asked a question, remember, you're going to be at your tables the rest of this afternoon.
Yes.
So if you didn't have a question, please go see them, but this is our last quick question.
Okay.
Yes. You got this.
I personally, I would like to become a voice actress myself. Do you have any tips of getting started?
The Voice Acting Club is the best resource online right now. My friend Kira Buckland runs it. It's a wonderful website that has like every single resource, like FAQ, like what do I need to know about doing this? How do I make a demo? What do I do to start like setting up a recording space? Where do I find classes? How do I start joining the community? The Voice Acting Club, there's a Discord server too, so there's like a bunch of info on the website, but then you can join the Discord server and be like, hi everybody, and you can get to know everyone else who's getting started and coming up along with you, which is what networking is. Networking, for anyone who wants to be an actor, to be clear, is not, I'm gonna go be best friends with the person who's already made it and then hope that they let me ride their coattails and drag me along. Networking is meeting the people who are at the same level as you, and you all work together and you come up together. And that is, so you need to go find the community to join, and I love the Voice Acting Club, at least as a starting point. And then there's sub-communities too, where you can start to meet people and kind of find your friend group and your tribe and everything, and then you can do cool stuff together, so that's what I recommend.
Yeah.
Agreed. Also, I just tell people if you want to do it, just start doing it. Like, it's so easy to just do. If you're going on like Voice Acting Club and finding people that will give you resources of like, what equipment do I need? I want to just start going. I just want to start doing it. Because you can sit there all day long and be like, I want to do it, I want to do it. But if you don't have equipment, you're never going to do it. So, and there's so much affordable stuff out there. I always tell people I feel like it's way more accessible. I feel like the information is way more accessible now. The resources are more accessible. It's a lot of equipment has gotten very affordable. If you don't have to spend like $1,000, you know, on a microphone.
I started just using my laptop mic.
Yeah.
That the first time I got cast was on the laptop mic with Audacity. So
Yeah.
you do not even need device stuff if you really.
Yeah. So it just like, and even if you want to buy something, like I think I always tell people, there's a great USB mic that's like $160. No, not yet. It's called the Rode NT1A. I don't like the blue. I have NT1A, but it's actually the NT USB. And it like comes with a pop shield, you just plug it in and go. It's so easy. I used it for auditions for years before I upgraded to my XLR microphone, my little bigger setup. And yeah, like it's so easy to get started now. So I always tell people, just start doing it, start playing around. Like I also, like in college, I made song covers and stuff, because like I just was like, I love music and I just want to make song covers, and so that's kind of what I started doing. Just make stuff for fun. Just do fun stuff. don't worry about trying to make it or whatever. Just do it. If you love it, just do it. So.
The advice I always give to people trying to get into voice acting is to make sure that you don't neglect the acting half
Yes,
of that
that too.
phrase. A lot of people who are fans of the genre hear it and think, I know how to speak with my mouth, why can't I do that? And you can, but a lot of people want to skip over the fact that it's not just about using your voice, it's about creating characters and about creating arcs and through lines and understanding a little bit of human psychology. And so if you don't have any of that in your background, I would say find a basic acting class where you can just learn the foundations of like what questions to ask yourself about the character, or even just grab some well-known acting textbooks and give them a read. But I only say that because I think most people want to kind of skip over that part. And I came from the theater world, so that's the skill set I brought to this work. And I think having a really solid foundation in that allowed me to kind of climb the ladder pretty quickly because I knew how to be an actor.
Yeah, it does make a big difference because like voice acting has a set of skills like timing and things like that, but also you have to be able to act. Because I feel like there's so many people that watch anime, there's so much of it now that people go, well, I just know how it sounds. And yes, but you also have to act. You have to be able to do those emotional moments. You have to be able to do those other things. And also like create your own voices. Like there is a place, I guess, for voice matches and things like that, but also, you know, it's fun to do that, maybe to find your range and be like, how far can I push my voice while not hurting it? You know, what can I do? But, you know, find your own voice. I think that's a big one, so.
Yeah, because the big thing people are gonna wanna know is what do you bring to the table? Because even if you're good at doing impressions of someone else, why wouldn't they just get that person? What do you bring uniquely? And that's also the cool thing too, is you don't have to have a cool voice. So if you're like, oh, I listen to myself and I don't sound good. I sounded terrible when I got started. Like I found an old project of mine. My voice is like in a totally different register. I don't know how to support it. But I can hear like, oh, I can hear the acting choices I'm making it, but I didn't sound like a voice actor when I got started. So just know that it's not about having a cool voice and then trying to figure out how to act with it. It is, the acting will inform your voice and then it all kind of falls into place after that.
And with that, Huntington, give it up.